Welcome back, awesome Action Toy fans and subscribers. We're Sunday, the 2nd of November 2025, looking at this 3-min Project A by Shake Mainland. Also, on somewhere it says Xeno Strike, things on the side. Got 5 of the boxes. Didn't realize I can actually make 2 from each one, so I've actually opened and made them ready. So I actually got 10 of these figures. Kit figures, which are 3.75 inch or 1/18 scale, they're meant to be. We'll have a look at that a bit later in the video. You can skip ahead. At the bottom, there'll be the little sections for each part of the video, whether it's an intro like now, looking at the box like now, or first look, articulation, etc. Very, very articulated. Looks really, really nice. These are the black ones, all of them. This is what it actually looks like inside. I could put the flash on, but it's a bit of glare, but easy to see. Very, very articulated. Very, very cool indeed. And it's fantastic the hands can be kept inside the base. It says 9.7 cm. I think it might be a touch taller, but we'll see a bit later on. Okay, so I'm going to put these boxes on the floor because I've actually made them all already, as I said. And we'll have a look, and I've got them all set up in slightly different poses, slightly different configurations. Obviously, there's some crossover because the same figure has only limited components and weapons and whatnot. So let's start. Let's start with my guy here doing a sort of a Buddhist hand pose, I guess. Give a bit of a close look there. Using 2 different types of hands on that one. Then put his sword in the back. Let's stand in there. Next one is my guy doing the boxing. Let's stick him there. I don't think I have a space to put all 10 up here nicely, but we will try. Next one is sort of like a horse stance, mabul punch, but he's not actually punching, it's his pistol he's got there. So that's pretty cool. Next one is saluting. Yes, sir. These kind of remind me of Star Wars assassin drawers, but these are far, far, far more articulated. Next one is sort of like a tiger claw technique. Hurry! In the kneel. So that's 5 now. So I'm halfway there. Next one, stop or I'll shoot. Though his gun's in sort of the wrong position. I've got the sword in the scab on that one. Oh, adjust his feet. What I'm doing is to build them. It takes you to do everything in the box. So that's not just the 2 figures, that's assembling the weapons, assembling the base and everything else. Will take you around about slightly under an hour. And I was doing that watching TV shows. Next one. What's this one doing? Okay, so doing a lean across, guarding with his smaller weapon and shooting with his pistol there. Let's put them over here. Next one again, some sort of a martial arts he's doing. Right, 2 more. Next one, almost a classic sort of a kung fu pose with a sword. Let's stick him over there, and then the last one, I guess, is even more of a classic pose with the display base. He's doing his iconic jump kick or flying kick. Stick him behind him. He's not really high enough on that base. So yes, I didn't know there were 2 in a box, and from 5 boxes I got 10. Really nice to build. As I said, it's about an hour a box, a bit less. If you're not watching a TV show like I was, you do them a bit quicker. You will get a sore finger from all the pushing. I'm going to want some pliers to put some of the parts in. The joints can be really stiff, but the plastic is very, very sturdy. So you don't actually get the fear that they'll snap. But sometimes you think, does this actually move? And it actually does move. So we've had a close look at all these different poses. I'm going to take my middle guy doing a salute for articulation, since he's in the most neutral pose there. Plus, he has extra articulation with those hands. So let's bring him in. Articulation is a little bit unusual, but it works very well. Make sure I'm focusing on him there. Get a proper close look at the front now. The joints are a slightly different black, but can't really notice it too much, a bit more shiny. I am going to be painting these in the future. I always say that and never sort of get around to it, but we will see. It does look good. So the knees are ball joints in there. Okay, so articulation, head. There's a left, there's a right, there's a down, there's a really good up, and you can go side to side because it's a ball. But the neck also goes forwards, backwards, side to side, and around. So together, you can do some strange sort of poses, like a giraffe there, and like that. Look down, right to his feet. Really good. Shoulders are the unusual, really unusual parts. He does get a turn all the way around. Lateral raise. The shoulder comes up a bit unnaturally, like so. He does have a shoulder roll, but the shoulder roll is, I think I've got to push that shoulder joint in and then clip it in. The shoulder roll comes across. It doesn't go backwards. You can see that joint there is coming apart a little bit. So I'll clip that in a second. So he can actually do things like get his, I'll show you the bicep. The bicep's over 90 degrees. He can get his hand of the shoulder roll to its opposite side of his head, which is really nice. Now this hand, all the hands and the elbows there, and the elbows also on a joint, so you can move some. All the hands are ball joints, so you can move around all directions and turn. But this hand's also got another joint for wave articulation too, so you can do a nice sort of stop palm position. Okay, then trunk is separate, but it's really, really stiff there. It's a forwards, backwards, which is fantastic. Look at that forwards and that backwards is fantastic. There is a side to side as well. The waist is even stiffer. The waist at the bottom, there, it's moving now, you can see. It does turn, but it's hard to get to turn. So together, so you saw on the back of the box, he can, and that is his legs in a downward straight position. Make sure, okay, he can bend over like this. Now if I put his legs into play as well, he can almost fold up like a battle droid from Star Wars. Super flexible, very, very cool. And oh, so stiff in that body. Speaking of the legs, so sideways is all the way, as you'd expect, or just about. Forwards and backwards is also all the way. Well, not quite in the back, but close enough. You do have you can twist from the actual thigh. There's a thigh cut as well you can twist from. So there's a twist from the thigh cut, and you can twist from where it inserts. Kneecap is a single joint, but you can't get any tighter anyway. Then the feet are all directions. So you should be able to, it's about stiff, you can turn, you can swivel, and you've got a really good tippy toe and a really good dorsiflexation. All the joints are nice and stiff, so they're super flexible. The only thing I've not really got done in the poses there is a standing as opposed to a jumping kick, which even with his feet being relatively small, because he's got all the articulation, boot turn and whatnot, he should do very well. The only thing I say about articulation is I wish the shoulders went back slightly more. So if I do a kick like this, all I've got to do is get the foot in the right position. There you go, look at that. Foot right position, and he'll balance by himself almost straight away into a really, really good pose. Absolutely fantastic. And the other thing you can do with the hips is you can do this. Look at this. You can actually make the hips, because of the joint, do that. That's kind of weird sort of look. That focus on. And put them chip joints there again. So there's loads of articulation in these. Really well thought out in the design. It's just the shoulders, I wish they could go backwards more than that. If I show the shoulders going backwards, that's as far back as they can go. You can, they can go backwards like that, but I want the shoulder to go backwards more with the palm up. You can't get very far on that at all. Now, when you clip stuff off, you do get little burrs, and I've sort of missed one on the head there. You need to shave them off, then pushing together another burr on the head there. push together, and you manually use pliers just to clip to make sure it clicks into place. Okay, let's take a look at size and do a comparison. Use the same guy, just get them straight again. And these, how much did I pay? They're not that much on AliExpress from what I've seen. I didn't pay that much for these. I think for all 5 boxes, I must have paid I paid under £30. So under £6 a box, including delivery. That's here in China. Obviously, AliExpress will probably be a bit more expensive if you're overseas, because obviously shipping costs and whatnot. Okay. So the important part for us now is going to be the comparison and how they stack up with our other beloved figures in 1/18 scale. Make a bit more space. And the great thing is you can paint these up to match. They come in about, I think, 3 or 4 different colour varieties. Obviously, you can paint them up to match your own figures in your own universe. Your own figures in your own universes and whatnot, and they'll look fantastic. Particularly obviously your sci-fi universes. Let's just put them there, and I'll do a little zoom in. Oops. Looks like we're focused. They said 9.7 cm. That's going to be about right, you know. I'm going to say 9.8. No, yeah, it's around about right, 9.7 cm. So a little bit short compared to our modern figures. So let's do a quick comparison, see what they look like. So first up, I use my custom Fortnite aim, the different font. Is it the Fade or Vade? I can't remember. Head-on, who is a slightly bigger Fortnite figure, 1/8 scale figure, but it's a fantastic figure. You see, there's no problem with them being the same universe. Being robots, they can be, androids, can be slightly different proportions. If I get my Nerinu Sentinel with a Fortnite Fade head, and we'll see how he looks. So this is an Acid Rain Mod figure. He's going to be far more chunky. That head's not going to stay on now, never mind. Again, you get the paint right, he'll work in the same universe very, very easily. If you've got smaller Star Wars figures, so let me get a vintage collection Star Wars figure. Work really well with your Star Wars figures, you can see. And then if I compare to, this is a fresh retro, one of their robot figures with a broken ankle, it doesn't matter. He should still stand up. And if I put the metal behind, it'll stand up, hopefully. There we go. He scales perfectly well with your fresh retro robot figures too. These are absolutely fantastic, and I really wish more companies would make figure kits like this in 1/18 scale. I think they would make a lot of money and sell a lot of kits, because you can make them fit with universes, your sci-fi universes, so easily. Really, really nice figures. Quite enjoyable to build. The instructions are only like 3 pages, so it's like, and a small page, like an A5 booklet, so it's not particularly big. I will show the base on that just now. I didn't show that earlier, and it doesn't feel like a chore to make them. So the base, I've got some holes there. I'm not sure why, but on the bottom you can see I've got all the hands. Spare hands inside, and you see you can turn the base. You've got a joint there, a joint here, and you've got a joint, ball joint at the top, so you can get loads of different sort of ways of articulating the base. So it's nice too. Very, very cool. I'm glad I got 5 boxes. I'm glad there's two each inside, and I've got 10 of them now, because I think they're great. And they'll probably be joining my, if not my Domino army, if not my Red Shadows army, they'll be joining another army in that universe. when I get around to deciding and painting what colour scheme or what they're going to be, what faction they belong to. But these are absolutely fantastic. They are highly recommended by myself. So if you get a chance to get some, do get some. Okay, this is Awesome Action Toys. I'm signing out, so please like, share, subscribe. I will see you in another video soon. Stay happy, keep collecting. Bye-bye.